Good afternoon, Bulldogs. Today's episode of Pogue's Ponderings has two quick sections. The first one is this net positive technology that I share with all of the teachers that I coach. We cannot get away from technology as long as we're in this hybrid learning environment. So if you take a look at this list, when you're picking a technology piece, tool, app to use with your students, be sure that it has a positive effect. So what is this piece of technology doing for my students today? And here's a list of ways that if it does any of these things, then the technology is having a positive effect. If it is just technology for technology's sake and doesn't have a positive effect, then we might want to think of a different tool to use. Another thing to remember about technology, especially when we're asking students to create a project, which I hope that you're all doing because those are not Googleable. And we know that in this setting that they can Google a lot of answers, but if you're asking them to create, then they can't really Google that. They're going to have to put things in their own words. But to remember that they may not have the technology skills needed to do the project. So we need to provide them some resources or take the time out to teach them the skills that we would like them to use to show us what they know. One quick way to do that is with YouTube playlists. There are pretty much tutorials out there for anything. And if you need help putting together a playlist, please let Angela or I know, and we'll be happy to help you with that. So just remember that technology should be having a positive effect on your lessons. I would pick 2 or 3 things to really get your kids good at before you introduce other things. We don't want to confuse them. I hope that you all have a wonderful weekend. Take some time to rest. I am in classrooms and see how hard you all are working, how much you're putting into being sure your students are successful. And this is an environment where none of us ever thought we would be. And most of us that are not in the classroom haven't ever done before. So I'm just so proud of all of you and hope you have a wonderful weekend. And you have 5 more days until you get a Thanksgiving break.